not an exact parent's prerogative at that point in time is wild. Again, if Bubby didn't do something, you would say he was irresponsible and neglectful. Bubby, I pray that my future like husband or like father of my children is absolutely good enough for at technology and things like that, because other than constantly watching, like, no. Unless, but then, well, no, I'm not going to worry about that whenever they're 10 and 11. That's something to worry about whenever they're going through puberty.
You make a really valid point, and
The
I have a sibling that was multiple years older than me, and my father a long time ago like had basically installed like recording equipment using cassette tapes like hidden like above the ceiling and like in the attic basically, and
yeah,
I
that's
found it.
that.
I found it, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not watching him in his room. Like I'm not
So that's
nothing like
why I
that.
was.
You see the significant difference between those two actions, though,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely.
Okay, because that's, yeah, one is like, holy shit, that's a terrifying thing. The other is not.
Yeah, like so like if my son is watching like a Dude Perfect or oh god, what's the other one?
Mr. Beast.
No, yeah, How Ridiculous, that's what it was. Like if he's watching Dude Perfect or How Ridiculous or Mr. Beast, like at least with Mr. Beast there might be like a curse word, like they say damn. Like I don't care about that. But sometimes he'll watch like a PewDiePie video and I'm like, okay, there's probably language in that. I'm like, all right, don't let your mom see, right? Like I do let things slide because I understand he's a young man. Like this is real life. He's going to run into people who use foul language at school. All of his friends cuss. Like I understand that. But if I look over and you're watching porn or you're watching ISIS beheading videos, now we got a problem. So I am going to monitor the extremes of it.
What if they're watching like Nick Fuentes?
Hell no.
Yeah, but you have to monitor the whole time. So
Yeah,
like
he's literally right next to me.
you
His monitor is my peripheral vision. I can look over and see what he's doing.
Can I one ask after an edge case?
What?
Go
I
ahead.
ask after an edge. It was like when I don't know what the age is, but when people start watching Andrew Tate, I feel like that's probably younger than people expect when you get like 20%
Oh,
of
absolutely.
kids.
My son knows who Andrew Tate is. He's 12 years old.
Yeah, I wanted to ask like how you deal with that one.
Well, thankfully he can. So he has seen. So he likes to watch YouTube Shorts, and he has his own email address. It's set to children, so like you can get around that pretty easily. But still, his algorithm is like a young child, young boy. So he has seen a couple things pop up, but he looks at me, looks at my life, and when he hears some of the things that Andrew Tate says, he just
And
flat
he
out
calls you a
says,
beta.
no, he just says, "Wow, this guy sounds ridiculous." Like based. Thank you, son. Like
It's interesting on the swearing because I feel like this, like, not, like trying to make your kid not swear works up into an age, and it's like, well, fuck, I know what he's doing. But like, for me, I got a little after a certain point. Like my parents changed the way they were doing the swearing thing. They're like, hey, swearing's okay in certain cases, and don't over swear with your friends because you're
Yeah.
just gonna sound like an asshole when you get around adults. Everybody swears, but nobody goes fuck this fucking fuckity fuck. It's like one fuck, not
Well,
one fuck per sentence. One fuck.
yeah. I mean, and I've told my
You
son
guys let
'cause
you guys swear in front of your parents? You guys do
Yeah.
that?
I don't know.
Now I
Oh
do.
fuck no, I never do that.
No,
I actually don't, but they wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
they
my
literally
mom
choose
will allow it because usually if I'm cussing, if I ever cuss in front of her, it's like there's some crazy, something
Yeah,
insane
yeah,
just happened.
literally.
She'll allow that, right? But like casual conversation, my mom does not enjoy curse words, so I don't say it around her. And I've told my son, I was like, hey man, when you're chilling at school with your friends, I do not care what you're saying. I don't care. That's you and your friends, right? I would hope that you'll be wholesome though, and not at least wholesome enough to not say like some really heinous shit. Like you still should not use slurs. Please don't call people slurs. Please. That's like just don't do it. It's not worth it, right? But
Mm.
I cuss in front of my son more than I cuss in front of my wife. My wife hates swearing. And and people say, well, you should set a better example for your children. Well, no, my son knows that I don't appreciate swearing, so I keep it to a minimum, but I do slip up sometimes. And he's allowed that same privilege if he slips up. And when I say slip up, I mean, he might say hell or damn. He doesn't say anything else,
Well,
but
and that's the thing. I think like for in front of my parents, like there's tiers of like what's allowed to be said and like what's more okay and casual. Like hell doesn't matter, damn doesn't matter, shit doesn't matter as much, and then it's like fuck is for oh shit, something's going down sort of
Okay,
thing.
but can I bring? Oh, I'm sorry, did I interrupted you? I'm sorry.
No,
No, it's
good.
fine.
You're good.
Yeah, the way I see it, these words are like there's nothing wrong about these words. They're just used to be as an emphasis on something. And what really bothers me is when some people literally use so much curse words on, especially on stuff that don't really require that much emphasis. Like I
Yeah.
get it. It's like it's so micro. It's like that's
That's
another
not
thing.
true for all words. Like if I say, "Hey, that guy over there is a stupid fucking," right? Everybody pauses because you're like, "Ooh, what it was."
Well,
what's
no,
it
that needs
happened?"
context. That needs context. What if the guy is an actual fucking retard and your cursing is really justified? What if there's
It
context?
might
to
be,
that?
but not always is
So-
it, right? That's
Well,
the
yes,
point.
so that's unjustified. That's unjustified.
No,
to kind
I'm
of
saying it's not
emphasis.
just like a way to emphasize. Like it could be something that is beyond just emphasis.
So my dad taught me, and I teach my son this, that
We kind of
words-
pass here, but
words obviously have power, right? Words have power. And a lot of the amount of power a word has to do with the individual allowing it to have power. And my dad taught me that, dude, I don't care. You can say whatever the fuck you want around me. I don't care. But your mom hates to hear you say the word shit, so you should respect that boundary and not say it. You should respect other people's vocabulary boundaries. You should respect that. That's a good thing to do. You ought not say words that hurt other people, even if objectively it's just a word, it's just a sound coming out of your mouth, but it still has power to them, and you should respect that. So I
Yeah.
teach my son, hey man, if you want to say what the hell in front of me, I don't care, but you better never say that in front of your mother, ever.
Yeah,
And that prepares him for real life, because
Well,
I don't
that-
cuss at work. I don't cuss at church.
I was
I
just
don't
about to
cuss
say
in front
that.
of my mother. This is a normal thing. People act like modifying or code switching is what they would say. Code switching, modifying your vocabulary based on your environment is like some weird thing. No, this is necessary. This is real life. You can't say the same things around everyone. You just can't.
Yeah, it's like the concept of I like the whole idea of like I don't do this at work or church, you know. It's the concept of like the bad concept of locker room talk, where it's like there's certain things
Exactly.
that are okay to say around your friends, around like buddies and stuff. You know, if your friend is your coworker, maybe you know even less stuff going on, and it's also like you have to test the water with certain things, especially in
Yeah.
a workplace where it's like you know you drop something or you like you know fall forward and it's like ah shit, you know, it's like all right, probably cool, but like overtly swearing in certain spaces or like that's the thing that you know will get taught through being like hey, not in front of certain people, you know. But there are times where I'll get real upset at not being able to swear because like when I get scared, like I get like jump scares get me a lot and my immediate reaction is like oh fuck.
Yeah.
But so I'll go to like Kennywood, which is a local amusement park, during the like fright nights and stuff, and a chainsaw wield fucking came up to me and I was like oh motherfucker, like that was my immediate response. My friend goes there are kids here and I was like well kids shouldn't be here, damn it. This
Yeah,
is
exactly.
fright night.
A fucking dude with a chainsaw running around. Fuck you.
They bring like 2-year-olds. Oh my
That's
god,
crazy.
it's awful.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've definitely known people who try to say like, well, you shouldn't say anything you're not willing to say in front of your mother, right? But that boundary to me is immediately tested. like once you have a girlfriend, like, are you telling me I have to talk in front of my mother about what I want my girlfriend to do to me? What an absurd thing to say, right? That's such a ridiculous standard. So I'm trying to teach him realistically, like, hey, don't like I've been cursing now, but I don't curse every other word. Like I curse, but it's not like it's not required.
I just
right?
imagine like your girlfriend or wife's like, hey, is there like something on your mind? You seem like you want to say something but can't. It's like, well, it's I wouldn't be able to say, can you eat my ass in front of my mother? But
Yeah, so I can't say it now.
I can't say it in front of you.
Yeah, it's a silly thing. Code switching is real. Boundaries are often heavily influenced by your environment you're in. Like my boundaries, when I'm at work, if somebody says, "Yo, what's up, bitch?" I'm gonna be very upset. Versus when I'm playing, I'm on Discord and my homie jumps into our private Discord and say, "Yo, what up, bitch?" Like that's a very different thing. And to pretend that like you should standardize all communication between every person you're talking to is absolutely fucking absurd.
Yo,
I've definitely noticed that.
Shut up, Alva.
Like when I'm at work versus just exactly what you just said, like just on Discord, playing a video game, just casually chatting and stuff. Like the if you say "what up, bitch" or whatever, like yeah, you might get fired or at least have a report on you.
Yeah.
And I actually got checked at work once because I wasn't even thinking that what I said was wrong. Because like me and my friend, he'll do something and I'll be like, "What a hoe," and I said that to one of my coworkers at one point, and they were like, "Not the insult I would use." And I was like, "Oh no, I was using that playfully." And they're like, "Well," and she was like, "Yeah, I just think it's probably not a great thing to say towards women in the workplace." And I was like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm sorry. I'll, check when I use that again. Like, my bad.
I feel like there's a lot of developmental growth that has to be required by young men sometimes if they don't have a good father figure or background. I don't know. This is a really dodgy topic. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, imagine, because I played sports growing up. You're in the locker room after a game, you might smack somebody's ass, like, "Yo, good D tonight."
Yeah.
You're going to smack a dude's ass at work? You're going to get a harassment case. Like,
especially if you say "good D."
Yeah, especially if you say "good D."
I don't know. The smacking ass thing never.
Wait, what if you do it in the same spirit as in the locker room to your
It doesn't matter the
to your
spirit.
colleague?
It's just there are boundaries that we have established and society respects in the workplace. The workplace to
Okay, what
me,
is this? I feel like there's rural workplaces and they're like straight corporate workplaces. So,
No, they should both be treated the same way,
Yeah.
especially if it is women going into a traditionally male-dominated space. Again, having comfort and being able to talk to people and like talk that shit or other things. I get that. There's like casual sexism that the men that I work with every day engage in. That's not even meant to be sexist or something else. Like, no. Like, B, don't worry. I would never make you like the lead counsel whenever you get pregnant with a case, as though I can't, right? Those things, that's obviously well intentioned, but still, like, that's not it, sis. However,
the scenario I was picturing in my head is more of like two colleagues literally in a 1v1 one-on-one personal conversation, not like
1v1 me, bro.
the scenario was not some male giving a speech to the whole office and then some other guy slapping him on the. That's not the context.
If you are
scenario.
Okay, I'll put it this way: if you are ever in a position where with 100% certainty it's just you and your homie and you're in the office, that's fine. My problem is there's people, of course I've been remote forever now, but I used to be corporate America, going to an office, like,
yeah.
For me, I've seen it happen where two bros are just bro talking and they 5 feet apart.
I really wanted to hear the rest of her statement. She was talking so fast.
Well, I'll finish. She can go. But I'm saying when you're at work, I've seen it happen where two bros are just bro talking. Nothing offended me, but literally somebody just walked down the hallway and overheard them, and they had no idea. So for me, I treat work the same way I treat church. This is a respected area. I must behave this way, and that's it. I don't want to even. I don't even want the 1 in a billion chance. Doesn't matter what % chance there is a chance. I'm not fucking with it. I'm just not gonna do it.
Wait, I was gonna retract some of the stuff, but now it's gonna look like I'm fencing, so I'm just gonna let it
Well,
stay.
so
I'm just
sorry,
gonna let
you
the
were saying?
discussion stay. No, go ahead.
Okay, so I was just gonna say I know for a fact like construction is like is one of those like outliers where it's like a lot of the shit flies. And one of my friends who works like he's one of the steel walkers. He brings that into every other place he's at regardless, and he has just like that like no filter in the same way, and they're
Yeah.
just like super like gay with the way they do things because they'll like go up to each other, like grab each other's asses and be like, you smell pretty today. And yeah, it's just like, I don't know, something that happens in construction. It's like everybody kind of plays chicken with how willing they are to be gay with each other.
Well, I have a silly. Well, one thing is sometimes when I listen to conversations like this, I frame it as how would I feel if instead of two guys doing something like kind of sexual, and you overheard it, instead it was like two executives doing something that sounded kind of like shitty, like the worker bees are not being productive today or something. And on the other hand, I also feel like construction workers, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like there are some benefits of that, like gay chicken-esque community, or like I don't even know what to say.
What
I
is
don't have a good way
that?
of saying it. I think it's playful. I think it's fun. I think it's not bad to be sexual. Like I think we just spent a lot of time. Like work is half of your waking hours of your life, and their conversations sometimes sounded like the conversations we had here today in this Discord. I don't know. Is that the worst thing in the world?
No, I mean, I think definitely I don't see work exactly like in the same way of like this is a temple that I can't say stuff, but it's definitely like who you're around, what can say
The
what.
problem is whenever it comes to things, oh, my mistake. Go for it.
I was just gonna say like it definitely depends who you're around. Like I never would say things around my bosses. Also, like film sets are a little different, but like we would say things like, but we're together for literally like 16 hours a day every day for 3 months, and so at the end somebody would just be like, God, I need to get laid today, and we would go into a fucking tangent, and then as soon as other people showed up, it's like, all right, we're all gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because new parties are introduced to the.
The problem is whenever you carry that same attitude or way of speech like with you wherever you go and then try to justify utilizing it. For example, whenever I went out to a bar with friends and I was gonna buy one a round. So I was asking everyone what they were getting, and one guy was playing a pinball machine. Now, mind you, like everyone there is in their 30s. And I said, "Hey, what do you want?" And he said, "Shut up, cunt," really loudly, to the point where I didn't even need to say anything because all of his friends were like, "God damn it, Matthew! Like, what the fuck, man?" And like immediately canceled that game. And we're trying. He said, "What? I talk to you like that all the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, I can do." And then was more upset people were trying to check him about what he had stated than anything else.
And you were at the bar, you say?
Is that going to be a justifiable reason for him to yell, "Shut up"?
No. I'm just trying to evaluate your friend that you just. I'm just confused. I feel like that's super extreme.
I
feel
think
like this
cunt's
person
a
is-
little strong here.
Shut up, cunt.
I don't think shut up anything would have been good. Like shut up bitch wouldn't have been good either.
No, I just feel like this person is not really suitable for like normal conversation with people. Like there's.
This does sound bad. I'm just trying
With
to
peace
figure
and
out what.
with peace and love, I don't think a lot of men in here are equipped for conversations with the opposite sex.
Jesus.
Kind of based.
Bubby, I have a question for you. So you talked about smacking people on the ass. So I've also seen in like locker room talk, guys actually smacking each other on the dick. Now, what's your thought on that?
It's called a ball tap.
Yeah,
it hurts.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you tap the sack. It's fine.
You tap the sack and then someone goes down.
It's brilliant.
I hate
I don't
A
know.
gesture of affection is what it is.
The thing is, this is a male. This is a male kind of thing.
Are you guys
so-
trolling? This is so alien to me.
Wait, you've never been ball tapped?
No.
That's literally
I've been-
every
I've
year.
been ball
Every
flipped.
year
Never
I've
been
ever been
duct
in school, there has been a thing where like certain times would be like ball tap time,
Oh, I
and you
guess
would
I
cover
dodged
your
all that
junk.
shit.
Okay, we
If
didn't
you
have an
weren't
alarm
covered,
for it.
you'd got it.
Did you guys also have like pantsing happen in your school?
No, just ball tap.
Not anymore.
Okay.
I
Wait,
did
what?
it to my brother once.
You didn't have pantsing, but you had ball tap? What?
No
Well-
wonder like males are so like have such a distorted vision of the world and how to interact with women.
Well,
Look, you guys just casually ball tap each other. Yeah.
we got pretty bad with the ball tapping at one point. I'm pretty sure my friend Dan is sterile now because of the amount of times he's had his balls crushed by someone's hand. But people would full on like punch you in the dick instead of ball tapping you, because the tap's supposed to be like a light tap just to get a little like dink in your balls. But yeah, sometimes we'd get
Blood
full on
flowing.
punched.
You get a bit vindicto for a second.
Well, in the balls.
This is so weird to me that it's
thing
just
is,
like
this-
normalized.
Well, yeah, but it's a male, like this a male behavior kind of like just male on male, like straight. Like this is the type of shit you'll see in like.
I
I'm not
understand other
straight.
things that are normalized, that are bad, like fighting.
They're just exploring their sexuality.
We also
last
twisted
Friday.
nipples
Did you
too,
guys
so
know
it might have been a
that?
sexuality thing.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys?
Friday for
purple-
girls. Yeah, I don't know if this
Purple
is like a
nipple.
completely male-focused thing, but I don't see
Wait,
this as harmful.
I wonder if
That's actually really
no.
weird, though, right? The purple nipple. Women don't do that. What?
Women twist
A
and
what
we do
now?
that.
nipples all the time. What are you talking about?
How would you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Do
I was
they?
gonna-
This is gonna shock you. No. I've had friends grab my breasts because they didn't believe that they were real before, but no,
Oh my
I've
God.
never had anyone tweak my nipples.
All the
Oh,
time. I believe you
ew.
kiss them.
Okay, can I bring up something? I would like we are talking about male locker rooms, but I would imagine that in female locker rooms of some successful victory of a female volleyball team, I would imagine somebody slapping somebody's tits and going, "Way to go, girl!" Like,
No.
Slapping their
No,
tits.
seems like a
no.
fantasy.
The
No.
one time anyone on my team
Wait, am
ever
I
slapped
wrong?
someone else's
Like,
tits, they
motorboating
got
this
slapped
out
in the
to-
face.
what
Don't
the
ever
fuck?
touch someone's tits. They're super sensitive if you're on your period. There's like no
Whoa.
purpose in doing anything like that.
I'm surprised.
Even for
'cause
males too. The
What about
titty twister
motorboating?
joke. Oh, dude, that's happened to me. I just not thought about this. But yeah, that's
I
an
am
intrusion, and it's painful.
100%. I am 100% certain. I have
You're not straight.
confirmation from female delegation that even in female locker rooms after the game, there's a little ass slapping. Good job tonight.
Yeah.
That's what I
alright.
would imagine. Yeah. So
Like
it's like
Emotional
we,
damage.
we
Are
have
you
to
from
we have to match.
Australia or something?
Someone tried to do that dumbass titty twister thing on me,
Sorry.
and I hit him in the face with a binder,
We-
and I don't regret it.
In my locker
Gotta
room, we
say-
actually had like a scooping thing that you would do. You would like go under. You would go under and scoop up.
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're fucking talking about.
Disgusting.
Sad.
You've been
unfortunate.
violated. Jesus Christ.
You just like cop a feel of the dude next to you by a little scoop.
I'm glad you guys
Oh.
can laugh about it. But it's
Hey, I
unfortunate.
was a
I'm
wrestler,
sorry
all
that
right? We
happened
were
to
doing
you.
all kinds of filthy shit, all right?
Yeah, my
Bill.
The ball tap sounds like a clit flick.
You know what an oil check is?
Half of this stuff feels like harassment to me. I don't know.
Is that when you
I'm just
shove a
gonna let you
finger
know.
up a
I'm
dude's
just gonna
ass?
let you know when you're trying to control a man's body, especially if you're on top and he's on all fours trying to
Okay,
get
that
up like in
sounds gay,
wrestling.
Bobby. That sounds
That's
incredibly
yeah, it's wrestling. Yeah, of course.
Have you
But
seen
oil
what they
check,
dress like?
there's a good handle, and you just kind of have to put your hand through their cheeks, and you can
Bobby,
maneuver
why
them.
don't you explore your
Jesus
bisexuality
I'm
more.
just
Grab
saying.
onto the hemorrhoids and you.
Yeah, I'm just saying it happens. And also, we also have a reputation of being smelly because we wouldn't shower before meat, so we smelled bad, which was
Ugh.
like a psychological warfare. It's just, it is what it is.
So
No,
what I'm
actually,
getting
that's great.
is, what I'm getting from this, Bobby, is like a lot of people that wrestle are possibly bisexual or
Yes.
No,
Yes. Yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you're,
we
you're
are
probably
we are
bi,
win
okay?
we are win sexual. You want to win no matter the cost.
No, you're bisexual, okay,
Let's
Bubby?
put it on a
Cope,
list.
cope,
They
cope.
want to grab a man's
Probably a
ass.
high.
They don't
They
No,
want
it's
to
homosexual.
make
Get
him
it
They don't
right.
smell
want
their
to
masculinity.
grab an ass. They want to win. Whatever comes with that is different.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't want.
I
Are
don't
you-
care about
I do
your
wanna-
unathletic opinion.
It's not that I'm gay. I just want my dick sucked, right?
Okay, calm down. That's not.
Hey, I
that's
can
not what I was saying.
Is
rollerblade.
unisex.
Okay, Bubby, I can rollerblade like a queen. Okay, you
Look,
can.
there are very powerful women wrestling programs out there. It's in the Olympics.
Are you saying
they
I'm a
also
woman?
oil check? No, I'm just saying they also oil check. Okay, it's a good grip to have to control somebody's body. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, an ass grab. It's legal.
It's not sexual at all. I promise.
yeah,
Well, it
it's
might
not
be a
like
little.
all
bit.
males
not
All of wrestling, I
fucking
guess,
right
is
now.
technically a little sexual, but
It's not like Turkish. oil.
Yeah, so just admit you're bisexual, Bubby.
no,
He's not bisexual. He's homosexual. Get it right.
no, I'm win sexual. I want to win.
See, I did football, and this all sounds pretty legit. Like, you'd grab wherever the fuck you needed to.
This is
Yep.
just Jack's and muscled up guys' excuse. They're like, no, I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
Oh, see, I just happen to be.
No.
So all of this
Oh
makes
my
sense
God.
for me.
You just gotta kiss your homies.
This is all cope.
Well, yeah,
It's
I
not
also
all
got fucking slammed in football by a 300-pound dude named Tyrese.
Of course, his name is Tyrese.
Yeah.
Wha-
We also
uh,
had
wait.
we had a 200-pound guy who was ripped. His name was Humdan. And then the only that was the one.
What
we
high
had,
school did you go to?
Sarah Catholic, if you know that one.
Oh God.
This does sound like a religious school.
At the time of me in school, we had one black kid per grade. They all had the weirdest fucking names. We don't know why. They're all, but we had
Wait, what was
Humdan.
the 200? That what? Wait, spell that. I'm so
Oh, the
confused.
300-pound one was Tyrese.
No, sorry. Okay,
The
got it.
200-pound was
200 pounds?
Humdan.
Yeah, that was Dan after they tapped his balls.
Humdan.
a lot.
It's Humdan. And then in my grade, we had
Alright.
Bearcat.
No, you didn't.
No, his name is
Why?
Bearcat. He was adopted from Africa with his brother, but it was Bearcat, and then like his brother's name was like Paul, because the brother hasn't been named yet. So
I got Bearcat and my brother got.
Was
much,
Humdan the older one?
Ambiguity.
Humdan was the
Then I
oldest
saw your
one. He
email.
got
Of course
kicked
he
out
is.
school.
Of course he is. Because afterwards, they're like, wait a minute, maybe we should calm this down.
Basically, all I was trying to say was like, oh, then I saw his username. I was like, oh, makes sense.
This is
It's, I
terrible.
mean, that's just immigrant mindset. That's literally a thing that happens. My brother-in-law he was actually born in South Korea and he moved here, and he has a very Korean name, very Korean. But then if you look at my one of my groomsmen, he was actually born in America. His mom can't speak English, but all of their names are like Tony, Andy, Billy. They just drop like the ethnic name as soon as they come here because they want their child to blend in.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
look
makes
at
sense.
but there's a country where people who don't speak or read English saw and heard the word female and started naming their kids female because it was a box to check male or female. Let me see.
Wow.
Sorry, fucking where is
What
that?
what country is that? Look that up.
I'm looking it up now.
It
That's
sounds
so
totally
sad.
legit, but I just want to know where.
That's so sad. Can you imagine that this is the power?
My Vietnamese friend, his name is Jim. Okay, but his mom, I can't pronounce his mom's name, and she doesn't speak English. But he's
Do
Jim.
they have like their native language or their parents' native language like an additional name? Because I know a lot of people are like they'll have it as their middle name.
Yeah, so she calls him Jimmy in Vietnamese, which I can't remember what it's called, but it still translates to an American name. It's not a
Okay.
Vietnamese name at all.
Bearcat was
my
actually
name
his
is-
American name as well.
Is doing accents allowed
His
in the
African
server? I
name was
forget.
just what?
Like my name is Steven, and if I'm if you talk to a person who speaks Spanish,
What
they
accent?
call me Esteban. It's still just Steven. It's still an American name.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
There's
kind
a lot
of
of
reminded
overlap.
me of like sometimes like I can watch like a podcast for 20 minutes or read service level news articles, and I feel like I'm a subject expert on it, and I start talking about it, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm actually not an expert on this topic. I need to back off and like listen to other people. I think that's really important.
I think you should do that even when you're an expert about it.
Being in DGG is possibly the most humbling experience of my life.
Royal, did you figure out the country yet?
No, not yet. It was an
Don't
old
worry.
like
No
PBS
pressure.
NewsHour thing.
I'm just really curious.
Reminds me, I have a friend who's named Usnavi because his dad saw a ship that said U.S. Navy.
No,
He's from
fuck
fucking South
you.
America.
Fuck you. That's from a
no.
musical. It's from In the Heights. That's a
It
dumb
totally
fucking
is. I'm
name.
totally fucking lying.
So if you look up Chinese American first names, the number one is Andrew. And I know multiple Andrews. I know multiple Tonys, and their name is not Anthony, like Italian Anthony would call himself Tony. Their name is Tony or Andrew. Like,
bro, what
Wait, so
about
Tony the
people that
Tiger
are-
is Asian?
Maybe, I don't know.
He is hot.
What about the people
Based.
that literally change their name from like Pak, right? Like Chinese name Pak, to Park.
Black name.
Like Park. They literally like change their name to Park.
It's just trying to phonetically fit it
Well-
in as well as possible.
Well, yeah, I
so-
don't think there's anything wrong with trying to fit in. Like,
So the
even
most
when
That
you
makes
say-
sense.
So the
Yeah.
most common Indian American name, or surname, anyways, is Patel, which literally just means landowner. That's not their. They weren't born Patel and then moved here, but that's the name. They're all Patels.
Yeah, but Johnson isn't a real name. It's just John's son, so it's the
Well,
same fucking
that's
thing.
still a
Wait
real
until you find
name.
about Sinjin and Core.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people's last
try-
names got changed in Ellis Island, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Oh,
So
wait, I don't wanna
immigrants
say
come
my last
here.
name.
Immigrants will come here and they will choose names, surnames, or first names, or their
Mhm.
children's name. They will change them to try to fit in.
Yeah.
It's not that there's
Sometimes
like
they
some.
reclaim them
what's
though. So my
wild-
family, we changed our names to be, or like my grandparents when they came in from Sicily, they just like they didn't speak English well, so they just were like, "Oh, okay, your last name's this," and they wrote it down. And then eventually they just like, I mean, they just kept going with that, and eventually we reclaimed the name, the original name. So that's sometimes what happens
Wow.
too, is just like not strong enough English skills to correct them.
You're like, my
Or-
name is proudly Jessica Pizza da Pasta.
Or you have the opposite. So we all know Chef
My name
Boyardee,
is-
right?
Yeah.
My name is.
So Boyardee is how you say it, but it wasn't phonetic in like
Mhm.
Western English. So he changed the spelling of his name so people would get it right. That's why it's an actual last name, Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee.
Fem Boyardee.
So he's a chef, and then it was Boyardee.
But it was not spelled like Boyardee. It was
Right.
spelled
So
like
he
the
changed the
Italian
spelling
Yeah.
to make it match. And this
Has-
happened to a lot of
has
people, like you said,
anybody-
when they came over through Ellis Island. They would
Mhm.
say their name, and they would just write it down
Yeah.
phonetically the way they thought it would be spelled, and that was your
Bro.
new name.
No
Can I
one
kinda
says
ask
Guy
an honest
Fieri's
question?
last name right. Sorry, I just have to say Guy Fieri. No one says his name correctly, and it has the same R as my last name has. So I feel like I have to just always give him a plug.
What did Guy ever do? Why do people hate him?
No,
I hate him.
he's just
I don't hate him.
ridiculous.
A lot of people hate him, just like
Well,
they hate
Guy
Nickelback.
Fieri-
When? Why did I miss out on the Guy Fieri hate?
Dude, they hate him. What do you
I
mean?
love
Well,
him.
His
you
name
might
is
Who hates
maybe
him?
y'all do now, but like early 2000s, late 90s, everybody was just ragging on him the same way we
It's kind of
ragged on
similar to like
Nickelback,
Linkin Park or like
yeah, it's like a lot of people were just ragging on these super popular figures. But he's unironically an amazing human. He's so cool. He created a school program where he gives schools cotton candy machines and popcorn machines so they can fund their own
They can be obese.
razors. Yeah, and maybe. but he gets nothing from it. He just gives it to them, and he's generating like hundreds of millions of dollars every year for
Wow.
poor public school
Fueling the
areas.
obesity epidemic.
Okay, shut all right, shut the fuck up. Nobody
Yeah,
got
no,
fat
so he
eating
does-
cotton candy or
and
popcorn. Okay.
he's
Never.
not adding that. He's not adding that as tax deductions at all.
Yeah, I don't like. He's actually just like a cool dude. Like
It
people
seems
just
a lot
fucking-
of people that achieve success at that level, like they actually do have talent, and it's easy for us to judge. So, example, like boy bands and girl bands or whatever, like it's easy to throw shade at them, but like they're actually really talented dancers or really talented vocalists. They've been training their whole life. It's easy to shit
Well,
on.
So there's actually an explanation for why Nickelback got shit on so much. I forgot where it was, but some fucking university student did a paper on it where it was because it was the number one, like a Nickelback song was the number one most played song throughout a year, and they even paid to have it played on like more stations. And they basically said, while it was a good song that people enjoyed, after so many plays on every station, you could change a station, and at one point, at least one station was playing that song, no matter what time it was, that people just got so annoyed with it, they were like, you know what, actually, fuck this song. And that's where the hate started coming from.
Fuck the artist. Fuck everybody. relating
I
to
don't-
that.
It's gangster.
Like
Anybody here dealt with like the opposite of what we were talking about? Like most immigrant families change their name. Does anybody here or know anybody that was like, "Hey, we're not changing shit," and
Yeah,
then that
Bearcat.
person or that kid basically went through shit like through middle school and high school?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, his mom refuses, and still 20 years later will not learn English. So he'll tell me like PTA meeting, or not PTA, what do they call it? Parent teacher, is it, what do they call it? Parent teacher counseling?
Yeah, it's PTA, bro.
Conference.
No, yeah, parent teacher conference. That's what it is. Not PTA. That's the association. That's where they go sit in the gym.
And by the
shit.
way, to answer your question, no, I don't have that experience.
Well, this is like he was talking about being a child, and his mother refuses to give up her native tongue and will not learn English. When I have like a parent teacher conference, I have to translate for my mother and my teacher as they talk shit about me. It sucked.
What do you think goes into identifying with your either name or language, whatever it is, and you're so prideful about it
I think
that
it's
you refuse
definitely
to
based on
integrate in
culture.
society, but you just
Well,
refuse to integrate
that
in your
sounds like
new
arrogance.
society.
It's like,
Well,
do you
yeah,
want to
if
have your
I-
last name hyphenated?
I
mean,
won't
like,
call it
it's cultural.
arrogance.
Okay,
I won't
look.
call it arrogance. I'll say it's prideful. But
Yes, and it's actual like arrogance, like
Yeah, too much pride is arrogance, though.
Yeah,
Well,
If you're
the
too
world
prideful to
revolves
like
around
assimilate
me.
to any degree with the society
Could
you're
we-
living in,
yes,
then
at
that's
the end of
arrogance.
the day,
Could you call
at
it-
the end of the day, you want to integrate in the society that you're in. You want to. It's in your benefit. So why
degree.
wouldn't you?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So some people make decisions to come to America literally for the sake of economic gain, and that is all. Not necessarily to integrate in the culture, but rather, hey, I want to actually make a buck that's valuable versus work my ass off
But
in the
that's
middle
arrogant.
of nowhere. Say that again.
But that's arrogant, though.
You say it's arrogant, but some look at it as survival, right?
So,
But
what-
if you go to some other place and decide that everyone else is going to conform to you, that's arrogance.
like
Nobody's saying that everybody else is going to conform to you. Rather say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go there, work my ass off, do what I can, and get out of there.
Yeah, but if
Okay.
you're not gonna learn the language and do that kind of process of the things, then
people,
that's
people
arrogant.
look at you differently. People look at you differently. Like, who the fuck are you to think that you're something special, that you have to be different than us? And like, yes, sure, you come from a different country, I understand that, but welcome to our society. Are you gonna integrate? Like, why are you here? Literally.
I
I
think he
literally
was
just
I'm not
actually
American.
making.
for economic gain. Literally, just explained it. That some people
Well, they
literally
come here for
move,
that, yeah.
jump ship, their whole family.
That doesn't
for
mean
Yeah,
economic
I think
gain.
he was saying
Arrogant.
the same thing. I think it was saying the
I
same
think we
thing,
agree.
and that like the world doesn't revolve around us. Like he wasn't saying the opposite of that. At
Right.
least-
So like if the world doesn't revolve around us, then like it's just a transaction. For example, in the next couple of years, you're gonna see a bunch of nurses coming from the middle of nowhere, from Ukraine, from Asia, from all these different places, because we have a shortage, right? And so some of these nurses are gonna get here they're not necessarily going to come here and be like, ooh, I want to live out the American dream. They're going to come here and be like, oh shit, now I got to take care of 500 people of my family members because the currency that they're using is worth shit compared to the money I'm making off of wiping people's asses.
Do you?
They would have
Hell
to go
yeah.
through, nurses from other countries would have to go through retraining to be able to practice nursing.
Regardless of what they go through, there's plenty of like little boot camps that are set up.
If I decided I wanted to go to China and be a nurse and do all that shit without having to learn any language or any of the culture, that'd be fucking arrogant.
You're
Yeah,
saying
I
it'd be
also,
arrogant, but at
I
the same
also
time,
don't imagine.
China's not asking for nurses. They're not like, oh, we need more nurses.
Look, if America's actually asking for those nurses, like that's what you said, right? Like, I would imagine they would incentivize them, and like
They have though.
oh yes, and what I'm saying is, I would imagine that some people would be excited to come here, and therefore just want to learn the culture, the language, everything. They want to integrate. Like, I don't understand why is it so hard to. Like,
You don't understand why it's so hard
talk
because you
around.
don't understand their lives. Have you moved from another place before?
Please introduce me. What goes
We're
into
simple Americans. Explain, please.
A
tell
whole
us.
lot of shit.
No, I'm not.
goes
I'm not
into it.
American. But go ahead.
When you
L.
when you move from
big L.
one place to another, somebody mentioned it's culture, right? Your whole culture is stripped away. / you have to let that die in order to actually enjoy the American dream. Now, some people don't necessarily. Now, I'm not saying die as in like kill it off completely. What I'm saying is, you in order to integrate, you have to be willing to embrace American culture, and that means giving up some of your culture, some of your personal culture, or some of your personal beliefs in order to do that. That's not
No.
easy. That takes a
No.
paradigm shift.
No, you
It's
don't give up
ego death.
anything. You don't
If
give
you're
up
coming to
anything.
America for that shit, I feel like you've already accepted some of that American culturalism as a part of that.
I
Yes, you have.
I disagree on everything that this guy said. I'm sorry. Like,
What is it that you disagree with?
people are most happy when they are integrated. I don't understand. People are most happy when they're integrated with the people that they have close.
Of course,
Like, they're
of course.
so.
When they are integrated,
why do you go
but
the
what
other
I'm
way?
trying to tell you is it's not easy to get there. Part of the reason it's not easy to get there is, you ever heard of the phrase "you can't teach an old dog new tricks"? You ever heard of that?
Sure. No, but
Right.
It's not true.
So do you
I feel the
understand the
fallacy.
context? Do you understand the context behind it? Like how when
Yes,
you've
yes,
already
yes.
grown up and you've learned a different belief, a different
we
culture, a
understand
different way of
neuroplasticity.
life.
It's really hard to change. That's what
It's
really what it's
really
saying.
it's really hard to change.
You can change,
and
obviously.
suddenly, yes, you can. Of course, you can. But what I'm saying is, like statistically
What is this?
speaking, if you took 100 random people from India and then you brought them over here and you're like, all right, guys, now you got to embrace basketball or NFL every Sunday in order to like know what the fuck is going on so that you can go out there and speak to other people. Like that's not going to be easy. If they're used to just watching cricket every other Sunday, they're still going to want to watch cricket on BBC or whatever channel it is. Like, it's hard to integrate into something new. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but nobody's making you watch sports. You just have to be a good human, man, and just be good to your neighbor, kind of.
Of course, you could be a good
Be
human,
awesome to each
all
other.
all their
What are we-
Ameri-
No,
all the-
disagreeing about?
Okay, I
all the-
understand.
all
Look,
their
I
Americans-
understand how boring thing I said. I understand that what I just said is turbo boring, but
All right, thank you for admitting that.
Have you guys ever watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? There's a quote in
Hell
the
yeah.
movie. It's be excellent to each other. And it's like the most like poignant point I've ever heard. It's awesome.
Well, I hope I made sense when I mentioned about the Indian people, because I'm pretty sure none of y'all on this call who are American watched cricket in the last like 2 years, like sat down and watched the whole cricket
Speak
game.
for yourself.
all right. All right,
Which
look,
cricket
I'm
game
gonna
did you watch,
give
dude?
an example. I'm
Bruh.
gonna give an example that I made of a choice that I made. I am from an Eastern European country, and I work for an American company. I was
Western world,
I
but
was
go
not
on.
I was not obliged to change anything about my name, anything about how I introduce myself to other like this is pure business, right? This is pure business. Like you said earlier, these people are just here for economic
Some.
reasons.
Some people, yes.
Well,
Some
that
people.
was the basis of everything you defended.
Transactional is the term I think you're
Yes,
looking for.
I had the opportunity to literally change nothing, and I changed it so that it's easier in the conversation. Like the very first thing, hey, my name is Ian. I do this. It's like literally like I don't know, bro. Like names are like a badge, a title, and like an employment title. Even like this is literally the second thing we say in a conversation is our profession. First thing is our name, second name our profession. I don't know, like it's kind of like a badge. So of course you're gonna have to kind of adapt
So let me ask you this.
to the new area, the new geo area that
So
you're
let
in.
me ask you this: as somebody that has a really long name, my name is literally 3 syllables, but the way the syllables are combined is very difficult. It's almost 4 syllables, right?
Whoa.
So my whole question to you is when American people have a challenge saying my name and they go, "Oh, can I just call you this?" And then or they butcher my name. Should I just accept that and just
Do
be
you
like,
find
"Oh, you know what?
wait,
I
wait,
want
do
to
you
fill
find this
in."
disrespectful? Do you find this disrespectful? Be honest. Do you find this disrespectful?
No. Just answer don't answer my question with another question. My question is simple: that like, hey, should I just say, "Hey, I want to fit in"? So, matter of fact, yeah, just call me that. It's fine, and go with that.
I
Yes
don't
or
know,
no?
bro. Make your
You
choice.
don't know?
I
Make my
no.
choice.
Take
So
the
so you
bullet.
really
Bite the bullet.
bite the bullet, bro. Take the L.
No, I think you
Yeah,
should bite the bullet.
how about you bite this dick? No, I'm just joking.
Hey, whoa,
Are you sure you
no
want that, my
stupidity on
dude?
here, man. Whoa, jeez.
Take it to the extreme though. I think there are some names that are particularly hard, and I think there's a lot of people have had success with changing their names, especially if you have
A
sounds that
lot
aren't
of
native.
people. Yes.
It's the
Yeah,
most
a lot of
logical
people.
thing. It's the most logical thing in the world.
It seems logical, but to
And that's
some,
why
it may
we're
actually
saying
it may
that it's
actually
arrogance.
be no. It could actually be degrading to that person if that person is
Nobody's
actually
Bro,
what?
nobody's dehumanizing some guy from Africa by asking, "Hey, actually, can I call you this?" Because it will be way better. Because it will be rolling up the tongue way better. I'm gonna be calling you this way. Like there's a bunch of reasons that go into
But what if
asking
that
the
person
My
simple
little
question.
anecdote here is we had a Polish
again
guy, and his name was like Kowaliczko, and it was like spelled complicated as fuck. So
Yeah,
we just called him
it just
Kowalski.
doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't roll off the tongue as good. So
right,
like, there's a
but
bunch of
my
reasons.
whole thing, you're saying if it's transactional, they should just call it, call you whatever they want to call you, right? Right? But what if you're actually
If
wanting
they've
to
earned it, I don't
integrate?
know. Like
So
if they've
listen,
earned it,
what if you're actually trying to integrate into that society, and that society speaks of the idea of diffusing different cultures together and being able to embrace different cultures,
Are you
right?
strawmanning or just doing trolling?
I didn't
No,
even want
I'm
this
not.
to be a
Sorry, I got a
debate. I
phone
didn't
call.
want this. Okay,
It's not a. I'm just asking you a simple question. Like, what's the problem?
all right. Look,
You're getting very
Mom's
antsy.
calling.
Like, I'll stop. I'll be quiet.
No, but can I ask
it's
a question?
cool.
Like, there are some times when I have like met a person, particularly someone who has like a Chinese name with the different tones, and I'm like on round number 4 of saying, "Oh, can you say it again?" And I repeat it back, and I'm still getting it wrong, and that's like a really sucky interaction. And I don't
Yeah.
know what is the solution there.
For
I think the
who?
solution.
For who? A
I
sucky
think for
interaction
both
for who?
people. I think it's a sucky
So it
interaction for both
depends.
people.
It
Like,
depends. So I actually give kudos for people that try to say my name and actually put in the effort. And even if they're getting it wrong, I'm like, you know what? Like, I appreciate your effort, because at the end of the day, I think, it's not easy. I agree. Like, hey, my name is not easy, but at the same time, I'm not just about to allow you to call me whatever the fuck you want, because there's literally like some power in that I'm giving up in terms of like domain. Like you part of my culture, part of my history is through my name, right? And you take that away when you decide, hey, you know what? I'll just call you Mike. How about that? Cool. All right, cool.
okay, this
Or
is
I'll just call you
disrespectful.
Jack.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to touch on. it depends because you said it's transactional. It depends if they've earned it. If a
When you say
person
earned
comes,
it, how do you earn
well,
that?
it depends on how you present the question. If it's a business deal and somebody, it's like there's some situations where like the whole thing
Give me an
goes like
example of somebody earning.
starts. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. There are situations, like I'm not gonna go into detail, that the whole thing starts on the wrong foot.
Hey, dude,
If in this situation,
real quick, dude, take a breather. Everything is fine. We're not having some sort of like argument here. Just take a breather. Everything is fine.
Thanks. That's so nice of you.
Anyway.
Shades being thrown.
Anyway.
Hey, can I speak on this? I have okay, I don't know what it's like to immigrate to somewhere and have to feel the need to change your name due to immigrating to a new place. But I legally and socially changed my name from a very stereotypical American name to Alva. Now, a lot of people locally, because I live in the South, don't know how to pronounce my name correctly. They say Alva because they like to say the A like the other, when that's not actually the case. So I have to correct people a lot of the time. But do I take offense to this? No. Why? Because in a practical sense, I know it's not useful to actually take any form of oh, you're not respecting me or respecting my true identity or who I am because of your inability to correct yourself all the time. Because a lot of people are raised in a way that actually just is very intuitive phonetically for them, and it's not intuitive for them to pronounce a fucking Swedish name like mine.
Bro, I come to you and I'm like, hey, my name is Jin Jinping Wanzran, but you can call me Jin. That's what a normal person does.
Whoa. But do you see how wild that is when you say that's what a normal person does? That you're essentially calling other people who go, hey, my name is Xin Jinping Huang. You're basically calling them not normal.
And I want you to call me by my 06 names all the time. Is that what people do? Really?
No,
bro.
Nobody does that.
What's wild about that?
This is just a fucking crazy guy screaming into Discord.
Everything is wrong about that. No, you're nobody.
No, when you say everything is wrong about that, like that's wild to just assume that people can't say your name.
I feel like people are acting like it's just crazy.
Look, maybe I'm
in my
not
experience.
So here's what I do. Here's what I do. Right? If somebody cannot say, if I approach you, right, first time I'm meeting you, I'll give you the chance of, hey, you know what? I'm not going to assume this person's tongue is tied up. Maybe they're able to say it. And as a matter of fact, there's many people that I've met that are able to say it. And I go, wow, you're doing really, thanks for actually pronouncing my name right. It doesn't often happen. And a lot of people actually are like, oh, really? That's weird. And then other people, if they don't get it, I give them a chance. Like, oh, okay, well, here's how you can say it. And I say it slower. I say it in the syllables, the 4 syllables, and go from there. So I'm not sitting here being arrogant and saying, hey, you better say my name right. Otherwise, screw you. Go, get juiced up your butt with a broomstick and no Vaseline. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, hey, we can meet in the middle somewhere. If you have a tough time saying my name, I'll walk you through it. I'll help you.
But you shouldn't expect in any degree.
I don't sit there saying they should say my name because that's what my name is. No, come on. I went through middle school in America. I know how this works.
You need to also understand that you have to adapt as a person, not just, you can't expect everybody around you to adapt to you and your uniqueness. You have to adapt
for something as little as your
So here's what's wild, right? Culturally, when you say for something as little as your name,
now you're gonna say that I'm degrading your name, I'm dehumanizing you.
No. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. In order for me to have my name, there was literally a party for 2 weeks to like a naming party
And I
for
don't
2
care.
weeks, and
I'm
you're
sorry.
saying, and you're saying, no, you don't have to care. I'm not expecting you to care. But if I feel like that is important, you're not about to change and project your version of unimportance on what I think is important, such as a
Okay,
name.
and yes, and in cases like that, we
And
just
this
don't
is
become
where,
friends.
and this
In
is
in
where
cases like that, we just don't become friends. And like
I never wanted to
that's it.
become friends with you. Like that's fine. I'm not sitting here saying we have to be friends. All I'm saying is if you have a certain culture that you go by, I'll respect it. And if I have a certain culture that I go by where I say, hey, names are actually very important, then
So you
like I
said
hope you hear me out.
you said you are so I'm sorry, I just didn't catch your background. You said you're from somewhere and you immigrated, or are
Are
you
we
a
trying to
US?
be friends now, or like what's going on?
No, because you've stepped in such a deep
trying to be
water
a
that
slave.
now you have to give me more of your anecdote because I literally cannot. You're so deep in now. I need to ask your name and try to pronounce it and see if it's actually such a big deal.
You just said it's not a big deal. So like
No.
why are we even going
But
through
you are assuring me, and I'm giving you the respect because I'm like, hey, yo, this person actually thinks this is a big deal. Let me try it out. So,
so names
I'm gonna have
are
to ask you your name now.
names are part of the most important part of a lot of African cultures, right? And as a person of African descent and born in Africa, there's a certain level of power that we give towards names.
Bro,
and a
I
lot of other
guarantee you.
cultures, can I finish? A lot of other cultures just go with, oh, that name sounds nice. Oh yeah, we'll go with that. That name sounds nice. We'll go with that. Versus what is the meaning and who are we naming you, quote unquote, after? A lot of times names are repeated in families based on lineage, right? And here in America, I get it. That's not the case. We'll just call this person Jordan or whatever, because Michael Jordan scored a bunch of points. I'm sure there's a bunch of LeBron James being born right now.
Hell yeah, it's my goat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
not,
what I'm
it's
naming
not,
my first 5 children.
Naming my
Oh,
white, pasty, 5'9" kid,
nice,
LeBron.
nice.
Yo, I'm naming my
LeBron.
child Dovahkiin so I can get that
There's
free fucking.
there's women that I've met whose
That
names
child will
were
be 20
Jordan.
before the next game comes out.
Exactly.
There's women that I've
okay,
met
if
that are
you're not-
named are Jordan, and I asked them like, how did you get your name? And they're like, oh, because my mom really liked Jordan, Michael Jordan, and she wanted to have a boy. And I'm like, okay, that's your mom. Your mom had a choice, and she made that choice. You know.
Chief, if
It's
names
just
are
not a
particularly
choice.
special to you in your culture, would you say there's other way? Like maybe that's just one where people have a different sense of names importance.
There's a spiritual.
Do you still say
attachment to the
integration
names.
overall is important? Because it sounded like your right was just saying people should make more. Some people should make more effort to integrate than they
I
already
never
do.
said so. So when you say people should make more effort to integrate than they already do, you're saying I said that?
No, I think that was what your right was trying to say. I think he was saying that some people would have better lives, like would be happier if they made more effort. Like he's observed
Oh,
this.
of
And he
course.
used names as like an example.
Names are a bad example.
I guarantee
I would
I
say-
guarantee you there's
I
more
would say-
conflict occurring on African streets based on mispronouncing the drugs that they're taking rather than the actual names that they're mispronouncing. I don't know.
Okay,
bro.
I'm out as peacemaker.
Wait, he literally was trying to help you. Like,
What
are
did
you
you
saying?
say, dude?
This
Run the
dude was
sentence
literally
one more
trying
time.
to help you.
Yeah, say it
This dude
again.
was trying to. The peacemaker was trying to help you, but you just like completely drowned yourself in some other statement. Like, wow.
Oh, whatever, bro.
My personal experience, I've worked with people from, literally all walks of life, and I really haven't had that much problem. Like, either they themselves having a shortened pronunciation of their own name, or like you just say, like, it's gonna take me a little bit, but eventually, like, I got you.
You smooth the water when you mispronounce somebody's name twice, like somebody in this call earlier gave an example of. You just kind of like, hey, I'm kind of stupid. I'm kind of R-worded, so it's gonna take me a while to get your name straight. that kind of stuff.
But
And
you see how both
I
parties.
don't think this dynamic is needed. I don't think this dynamic is needed. I don't think it's more important. That's all I'm saying.
But you see how in both parties, like, there's a level of effort being made. It's like, oh, I'll walk you through how to say my name, and then that other person is also like, sure, I'll make an effort to see if I can say your name. And think about it, right? When you're in a country, it's not the country that needs to conform to you, right? You're the one who's going to conform to that other country that you're in. Reason being, you don't have that much of a choice, because in order to like fit in order to be economically fit in, you have to cater to what that country's needs maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not sitting here saying everything you've said is wrong. It's just your idea behind the name part is wrong. Because as somebody who's lived on pretty much all the continents, I think we have to have some level of respect to these different cultures, and that's going to be one of the key pieces. That's literally what makes America beautiful, right? Is the diffusion of different cultures. But when you say, hey, everybody just has to, give up where they like what they have as they join, like, come on, it doesn't make sense.
No matter where you go, you're going to have to concede some level of loss, whether it be financial or like metaphysical. Like, and I don't think it's unreasonable for people to have to concede like a little bit of their identity in terms of
not your name,
if you're in a practical sense, it sounds really shitty, but yes, in a practical sense, yes. If you have
not your
a
name,
you're just repeating it. You're not like, can I get this out first?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, Chef, like, I'm going to finish my statement and you're not going to say not your name again. Okay?
I've been quiet for the last like 30 seconds.
Good. Let's keep it that way. So,
yes, ma'am.
I don't think it is the most practical and the most useful to say that you should not have to concede some level of your name, no matter what culture you're going into. If I was going into Sweden, because my name is traditionally Swedish, I would expect people to actually be able to pronounce it correctly, because it is a Swedish name and it's pronounced Ulva. But in America, nobody puts in the fucking effort unless they come and immigrate from fucking Sweden. But at the same time, like, I have to have realistic expectations as to the society I live in. And if you're going to change the society that you live in, you're going to have reasonable expectations as to how far the society around you can capitulate to your needs. And that's going to include everything about you. Rather that be your religious practices, rather that be whatever practice and that's going to be everything.
Do you hear yourself right now? Hold on. This is where I got to pause you. You said including your religious practices. First of all, it depends on what religious practices you're talking about. One of the founding.
I'm sure that's fucking
pieces,
implied, dude. You don't have to go
Hold
fucking
on.
be bad faced about it.
Hold on. One of the founding pieces about America is the First Amendment, having
You're
said
being bad-faced as fuck.
freedom of religion.
If a Muslim person from fucking Egypt or Saudi Arabia, I forget the name,
I'm
modern
listening.
name now. If one of them came to America and they wanted to perform clitorectomies on their fucking children, no, we would step in as the state and say, no, that is fucking unethical as hell. And you do
Are
not
there
have
any
the
Muslims
right.
in here? Are there any Muslims
It
on
probably
this call?
depends on which one it is. Aren't there some that are not really harmful? Or
Oh, Jesus Christ. 86% of Egyptian married women between 15 and 49 have undergone FGM.
Yes. You think
Holy
this is
fuck,
fucking
dude. That's
Yes,
terrible.
this is why I bring this up.
So what's your source? What's your source for that stat?
What's the number again?
UN.
90%?
The United Nations. Holy fucking Christ.
Have the United Nations ever been wrong about putting out
Bro,
stats?
what the fuck
Do
is going
you
on
think
about now?
constantly questioning things or always
This
getting the
guy is
last
such a
word makes you in
cuck.
any way sound
Okay,
intelligent?
this is
Because I
where
promise
anecdotes.
you,
This
it
is where
does not.
anecdotes take over
Your
the room.
total Andy
And
style is really old, dude. Shut the fuck up.
It's like this guy watched some fucking YouTube documentary. Now he's all hyped on some retard shit. It's just fucking exhausting.
It happens.
Nobody cares of things like this. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't fucking matter. It's too much time.
It is getting better in Egypt. It has gone down from
Dude,
97%
I'm not
to
talking about
70.
Egypt. I'm talking about the fucking name bullshit.
97%
Nobody
to
cares.
70.
I was talking to Elva.
Yeah.
No
Like-
rational person gives a fuck this much.
I just wanted to have a friendly conversation while I'm playing League.
Yeah, well, you fucked up, buddy. Nice
Yeah,
job.
not the name. Not the name.
Who keeps saying not the name over and over again? Who are you?
Some fucking loser. Who cares?
Your first day in TGG? Because you're really acting like a dumbass.
It's my first day. Is this to me?
Well, you're doing a better job at integrating into this community than Chef. So I applaud you. And I do not mean this in a condescending way, although it seems like it. You are putting in the
No, it doesn't.
effort, and I respect that. Opposed to this dumb fuck.
No, that's not called. Yo, is he still here? Yo. Bro, what is that shit? Thank you, thank you. What do we think about stuff? Hey guys, we're quiet. What do you got?
Female genital mutilation.
I have nothing.
It's interesting. From 90 to 70.
They deserve Tutankhamun's curse for actions like that, in my opinion.
So why do they do that?
Part of their relation in terms of
Because to them, it's unethical for women to find sexual pleasure during coupling.
yes.
And what are the roots of that? Like
What do you mean the rules? Like, what are you talking about?
roots. What?
Women are whores. If there is a reason as to why we would enjoy sexual
no,
coupling,
women are whores as a result. And
So,
no,
looking
that
at
is the
the
root. So it is their
opinions-
job to keep women away from being able to fuck or enjoy sex. So if it is less enjoyable, they're less likely to have marital sex or any sex at all, unless it's marital.
so the
Same
delta
rationale
between
as circumcision.
the delta between women and men in their opinions on FGM is about 4 points.
Oh, FG. Oh my God. Now.
Wait. What's 4 points?
4%.
What is percent? Sorry, I missed what you said.
The delta between their opinions on FGM.